Hello, welcome to the Chirp YouTube channel. My name is Christy. I am your friendly online speech language pathologist and a specialist in children's communication development, which includes behavior because, as we saw in that series, behavior is a type of communication. Excuse my chair. It is old and it probably needs some assistance. In the last video, which you can find right there, I discussed 3 play patterns that are typical in children's development and mentioned that some of them, the second 2, are more difficult for our children with autism spectrum disorders and other developmental differences, but that we can be working on that and that we should be working on that as we go forward. Now that I have laid a little bit of a framework about the patterns of play that we can expect to see, I'm going to talk about how we can assist a child, how we can be a play coach, how we can be a play mentor, a play partner that encourages the child to dabble in the next type of pattern of play that would typically develop. Today, we're going to talk about manipulative play and how we can assist a child in moving a little bit into the next level, which is functional play. Manipulative play, once again, is, I brought some manipulatives with me. Maybe the child just likes to look at the blocks, or maybe the child bangs the blocks together. Maybe the child puts the blocks on her head and rubs them. There are all sorts of interesting things that children do in this manipulative stage because it is mostly about sensory motor exploration. It is about feeling things and seeing things and smelling things and hearing things, and it's not about representational play or symbolic play. And it's not about functional play. It's about experiencing the items, how they feel, smell, look, that kind of thing. So it is important in all of the stages, before we try to help the child to change anything, we need to get in it with the child. First of all, I need to find out what my child is interested in. I can only do this by watching and looking and listening. If my child is always gravitating towards these blocks, goes to sit in the corner and just squeezes these blocks, I guess they're not blocks, balls, then my child is interested in these balls. If my child, given a buffet of options, chooses this block, opens and closes the door over and over, then I know that my child is interested in this particular block, or in opening and closing doors, which is pretty fun. And the colors of this block are really beautiful. Pay attention. What is your child interested in? That is the first step. Then you have to figure out how to get yourself involved in what your child is doing. Sometimes the best way to do this is by getting yourself the same block and doing the same thing with excitement. Usually, children are paying attention to what other people are doing. Not all the time, but much of the time. Children do notice you, even if they don't appear to. I have a little guy that I'm working with at church right now, and he likes to hold up magnetic letters and wiggle them in front of his eyes. So I did the same thing on Sunday. I got myself involved in what interests him. And he's not an eye contact type of kid. He's not really super communicative. But when I did that, he looked at me like this. Someone shares my interest. Someone cares about what I care about. That's what we're looking for on this step. The next step is going to be doing something novel, doing something within that play routine that is different from what the child is doing. In my case, if it were this block, I would say open, close, open, close, open, close. I just automatically started opening and closing my eyes at the same time. That's weird, but okay, it works. It's creative. Open, close. And maybe I do open and close my eyes. Open, close, open, close. That's pretty fun. Maybe the child starts doing the same thing. That is a step towards functional play. It's not just opening and closing. It's commenting on the opening and closing. And then next, if the child is willing to progress farther, I can say open, in, closed. It just fell right out the back onto the floor. Oh well, open, in, close. And then we have introduced the idea of something functional. Someone is going through the door. That's amazing. I could also choose to put something on top. On top. And then hand the child a block and see if the child is willing to build on top. Building blocks is a functional skill that is a little bit more complex than where the child is currently functioning. So step one, join in with what the child is enjoying already and enjoy it yourself, or pretend to. You don't have to enjoy opening and closing the door, but you do have to enjoy engaging with the child by being interested in what he is interested in, by sharing his joy in something that he loves. If my child, oh, I don't like that sound. If my child likes to squeeze these sensory balls, look at how great they are with these little bumps. This one's my favorite though, because it looks like a Sputnik. In order to get this ball squeezing activity, play pattern, to move towards a little bit of functional play, I might bounce it against the wall and catch it. I might roll the ball and try to hit the other ball. I might play a little bit of basketball into the trash can. These are all functional ways to play with balls that are a little bit more advanced as far as play goes than what the child was already doing. Additionally, as we're helping the child move to this next level of play, we're also helping the child move to the next level of social interaction. We're helping the child to be a little bit more engaged with me, and because it's fun, then the child is likely to engage even further with other human beings. The child also is likely to feel more bonded to me, more interested in me, because I'm not trying to say, don't squeeze those balls, or don't open and close that block door a million times. Do this other thing. Come over here, we're gonna work on your handwriting, or come over here, we're going to try to teach you how to read. When a child is at the manipulative level, we have to be there too in order to build a relationship with the child, in order to capture the child's interest, in order to capture the child's heart. We need to be where the child's heart is, and then there we can teach what we need to teach. We teach it where the child is, not by trying to pull the child somewhere else. Especially in early stages of development, learning must be interests-based. As we get older, we have to learn things we're not interested in. We have to be grown-ups and do it the grown-up way, which might be sitting in a classroom and taking notes on psychology, which is boring. Sometimes we have to learn that way. But children, especially very young children, should be learning in the areas where they're interested in. Especially, they should be learning skills like communication and interaction and engagement and play in play-based ways that are fun for them. In our next video, we will be talking about how to help children move from the functional stage to the symbolic representational stage. Don't miss it. Subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and cling the little bell, and then you will not miss the next video. Let me know in the comments, what are you doing with your kid that engages with your child's interests or your student? And then how are you making it a little more complex so that your child is a little bit challenged but still having fun? See you in my next video. Bye.